Hi all, welcome to another episode of One Pitch Catch. We're going to talk about some of the cricket that's been going around the world and a few other events coming up. First, we start off with Australia versus South Africa. They are currently playing a three-match T20 series, and then there's a three-match ODI series that's yet to start. So far, it's 1-1 in the T20 internationals, and we've had a couple of interesting and very outstanding performances from Tim David and Deval Brevis. What are you seeing around their performances? And in particular, Tim David, I think he's carrying over some of his work from the West Indies tour, so it's pretty good for both teams in terms of performances.
Tim David's form and Deval Brevis form should make RCB fans and CSK fans happy, respectively. I think Tim David has been in great form. The way he was hitting in those West Indies games where they beat West Indies 5-0, especially in that third T20, where they had to chase like 130 in the last, in 11 overs, which Tim David helped them chase in seven overs with 4 overs, 3.5 overs to spare, to be exact. He is in massive form, which is carrying it over to the South Africa series as well. Now he's got an 80 and 50 in both the games, and the series is interestingly poised with the one team winning one all, with the decider yet to happen. Yes, Deval Brevis. I think he's always been touted as the baby AB, and things like that. But when you watch him, you will really know that you will see a lot of similarity in his shots, in his batting with AB de Villiers. But I think in the last innings with that 125, I think he is, and also a little bit of what he did towards the end for CSK in this year's IPL. I think he is coming to be his own DB than living on as baby AB. Did you see anything else from Deval Brevis, Jaga?
No, I think it's definitely in terms of the range of shots, etc. It's great prospect for South Africa, and they obviously are looking forward to being able to compete more in a lot of the T20. There's a T20 World Cup coming up next year, so there's a lot of prep for it. I'm sure he's going to be a big part of their plan around it. Then the other series that's going on, international series, is West Indies versus Pakistan. They finished both the T20s and the ODIs. The T20s were won by Pakistan. The ODI series completed recently, and it was the first time West Indies have won against Pakistan since like 1991 or something like that, 34 years. So, anything that you can recall from that series that stands out, or are we seeing a revival from a West Indies perspective, considering they were just basically thumped by Australia recently?
No, I think, I think West Indies and Pakistan are probably teams in equal footing, I think. So Australia, getting thumped by Australia or England or India, who are
Okay.
definitely superior than West Indies at this point of time, at least, is not an exact measure of how West Indies cricket is. I think Pakistan versus West Indies is probably on evenly matched. So I think the both the series going to 2-1 to Pakistan, the T20s, and 2-1 to West Indies, the ODIs. I think both the teams would be relatively happy that they have done decently. And the West Indies, I think there are a lot of bowlers who stood out throughout the series. I felt the fast bowlers and the spinners, both of them. There are the Gudakesh, Akhil, Jaden Seals, of course,
Yeah.
Joseph, Shamar Joseph. I mean, so all these people coming and bowling, they bowled some brilliant spells, picked a lot of wickets, and also there were batsmen also who stood out
Mm.
for West Indies. I mean, specifically to West Indies, I was more focused on West Indies because the way they got thumped against Australia. So how they were going to fare against an evenly matched Pakistan. It was disappointing to see them lose the T20s initially also, but they
Mm.
came back well for the ODIs and they had good wins in the ODIs, a big margin in the third ODI also. So that way, I think like always, there are always exceptional individual talent coming out from the West Indies. But as a team, when they come to the for the national team, it's still not working out. I hope they sort it in the near future. Overall, so because I heard Lloyd Richards and Lara are also coming in for another set of meeting to for the betterment of cricket in West Indies. Hopefully, something good comes out of it because I want them to be more competitive when they come to India later in the year.
Yeah, I think they
I
have to do a
expect that.
lot. There's a lot that needs to be done. Just a couple of meetings isn't going to solve it. So we'll see how that goes. Speaking of West Indies, there is the Caribbean Premier League starting tomorrow. It's a bunch of players that are either have already retired or are on the verge of retiring or being asked to retire or whatever. Like you have Imran Tahir, who's 45 plus, Kieran Pollard, Moin, Munro, Alex Hales, Shakib. All of them are part of that tournament. And there's some interesting things in terms of it's clashing with the 100, but at the same time, so that's resulting in some players not being able to participate in both tournaments. Faf du Plessis is not playing because of an injury. I think he's the captain for St. Lucia Kings. And there's some interesting rules that they have introduced. Like, can you mention a little bit about this new rule around that they're bringing in?
Yeah, I mean, one interesting rule. I mean, they always allow five overseas players, not the four like you get in IPL. But additionally, this year, the one very interesting thing was the one breakout player. I mean, West Indies Cricket Board had a local against amongst these six teams, specific only to West Indies players, had a breakout T20 tournament. From that breakout T20 tournament, each team has to play one breakout player in the 11 compulsorily.
Okay.
So that will help the local talent to be part of the big CPL and also,
That's good.
I mean, go on to represent West Indies
Yeah.
if in the future. So that is, I mean, it is similar to the earlier in the IPL. We had catchment areas, right?
Yeah, in the first 2 or 3 seasons, I think it was there.
Yeah.
I thought it was a
So
good concept.
yeah, it is a good concept to. I mean, always generally you hear a lot of complaints, especially on the CSK and RCB side, that there is no Karnataka players in RCB, not much of Tamil Nadu players in CSK. So that is something that I keep hearing. But I mean, though here and there have been some players, but overall that's a
Yeah.
big complaint on both the teams that I've heard. But I think this breakout player making it compulsory to be in the 11, not just in the squad,
Mm.
is a very good thing to enable these individual talents to gel with these big names like
Yeah.
Pollard or Tahir or Shakib or somebody, and then get exposure and
Get
play
into
with
the
the
national reckoning also.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So
That's
that will
good.
be a good
We'll
thing.
see. We'll see how impactful that is. Speaking of, since you mentioned RCB and CSK, there's a lot of rumors going around about multiple trades and transfers that are probably in the works over the next few months. Any players' names that are pretty prominent? When I've heard about Sanju Samson being mentioned, Ashwin being mentioned, saying, I need some clarity about what my role with CSK is. How does this look like? At what stage does all of this need to settle in?
I think they have time till at least a week or so, a week or two before the mini auction that comes up. I mean, I am not aware of any dates have been finalized for the mini auction. Also, probably in December or Jan, it could come. Is what is my assumption. But I think yes, like you said, Sanju and Ashwin's name are being mentioned. But there have been a lot of reports asking if Sanju. I mean, RR was going to give away Sanju Samson
Hmm.
to CSK in terms of a transfer. They would see, Sanju was retained for 18 crores. So CSK will have to part away with players worth 18 crores. So that is, you cannot, all these some rumors going of cash deal and all is not, you cannot pay
Hmm.
cash and get that. Okay, you have to
Okay.
if you are
Trade
transferring
players.
in a player for 18 crores, you have to transfer out players for 18 crores.
Okay.
So that's how the
Got
rule
it. Okay.
works. So there are a lot of rumors about RR wanting player X, Y, Z, and all those things. So I am still
Okay.
thinking all of these are rumors, and finally Sanju Samson could end up playing for RR also. So I think it's
Okay.
too early with all these rumors. Is something I feel. I won't be surprised if Sanju Samson continues to play at RR next year.
Hmm. Hey, fair enough. So,
Mm.
speaking of some of these players and international cricket coming up for India, the Asia Cup is supposed to start on September 9th. We have, I think, as of now, there was some schedule that was published, but given that you have so much of other political chaos going around, recently the Pakistani hockey team that was supposed to come to India, there was initially no belief that they would come. Then there was like they will come, and then the Operation Sindoor happened. Now they're not going to come. And but in contrast, I think earlier this year, Pakistan and India did play a tennis tournament. I think the Davis Cup or something like that. So it's pretty weird how these things end up impacting sports selectively. Like cricket seems to get impacted a lot more than other sports. But so is there is speculation on whether India will participate. I think the other important and interesting part is what will the makeup of India's squad be, right? You have
No,
folks like
going
such.
before that, Jaga, even in the Legends game or something, it was a Champions
Oh
League
yeah,
or something.
correct.
So India pulled out of playing against Pakistan in the semis,
Right.
right? Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They pulled out
So
in the league stage and in the semis, both.
semis, yeah. I mean, league stage is okay. I mean, we have seen that a lot of teams do that, even from
Right.
Australia not going to Sri
Oh yeah,
Lanka
yeah,
years ago. So all those things we've seen. But even in the semi-final, a must-win game,
yeah.
India pulled out and did not go to the
True.
final. But again, that is not as serious as an Asia Cup or an World Cup.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
a full tournament, right?
so I don't know how will if India will participate if India does not participate, will the Asia Cup happen at all? Right now,
Yeah,
even India and Pakistan are scheduled to play on September 14th, as per the schedule, of course, on a Sunday. So
yeah, yeah,
I think the future of the this year's Asia Cup is hanging. I feel
yeah,
not sure if the political situations will take over India Pakistan international cricket also. I mean, yes, moving on
yeah.
from whether it happens or not,
In terms of the
team
players,
composition.
like you have I mean, just talking about the opening, right? You have Abhishek Sharma and Sanju Samson that have opened in the recent past. They've done a very good job batting proper T20 mode. But then you also have Shubman, who's coming out of this breakthrough series in England, and he's proven from a ODI perspective. Even in the IPL, he's done a pretty good job over the last few years. And you have Yashasvi Jaiswal. They're all aspirants. I guess we'll find out first of all if the tournament happens. Then the squad announcement does come through. We'll get to know what the lineup and thinking is. But what do you think about the chances that Shubman or Yashasvi are even going to make it to the squad?
I think it looks bleak. I mean, maybe Shubman being the captain of the test side, and there are rumors that he could take over the ODI captaincy as well. But in T20, I'm doubtful because, like you said, Sanju and Abhishek are almost unshakable at this point of time in the opening. And I don't see Shubman being able to bat in any other position other than opening in T20s also.
Hmm.
I mean, that's what he's done well in IPL as well. And of course, even after Sanju and Abhishek, there is Tilak
Surya
Verma
Kumar.
and Surya Kumar, all those people have done very well in the recent past for India, and so more. None of them are. See, if you see all these four positions are taken. I mean, Shubman doesn't have a
Yeah,
place.
correct.
Shubman and Yashasvi again. He's never given the opportunity to represent India apart from Tests yet. So
Yeah,
his IPL numbers are great. He should be playing for India. I mean, that's what every commentator I have seen, especially the abroad commentators, always every time he hits in IPL, can you imagine that he's not playing for India?
right.
Is what they keep saying. So I doubt if Yashasvi and Shubman, both of them, could find a slot.
Hmm.
Given that Shubman has the Test captaincy credentials to him, he might find a slot, but I
Okay.
do not think he can make it to the 11. But if he cannot make it to the 11, is it essential to have him in the
Yeah,
squad?
yeah.
So there are a lot of questions
Perhaps
to
not.
be answered. First, in terms of will the tournament happen, and then if it happens, the squad. I mean, see, don't think of bringing in these names. I think the T20 squad is well set.
Yeah, it's
If
pretty good by
so,
itself. Yeah.
without bringing in these new names, they have a good team to go and even win the tournament if it happens.
Yeah, that's about it. We'll stay tuned in terms of how this develops, and we'll come back in the next video. In the meantime, please do comment and leave your feedback, leave your comments. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.